Hello beautiful people, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Oluchi Imo, and on this channel I talk about cake business. But in today's video I'll be showing you how to make this fondant wooden name stand. Yes, it's a signpost, it's a name stand, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to be showing you what we'll be needing. We'll be needing fondant, some piece of white fondant. Alright, we're also needing a rolling pin, a craft knife, or a Dresden tool like I have here. You also need a skewer or a kebab stick, and also you need some shortening, which I'll just go right ahead to apply generously on my table. Now I'm doing this because I do not want my fondant to get stuck to the table when I'm working. So I'm just going to place it right there and roll to the desired amount of thickness. There's a certain level of thickness or amount of thickness that I'll be working with that you will get to see very soon. So this is how I'll go ahead to roll, and when I'm done I would continue with the process. So that's it right there. This is the amount of thickness I'll be working with, and I'm going to just cut out 3 rectangular pieces. If you have a pizza cutter to work, that will be fine as well, but I'm just using my craft knife, and so I'm placing my hand on the fondant to support it so that it doesn't pull my fondant. So I'm going to cut out 3 pieces which I will be working with. That's done. The next thing I'll be doing will be to cut off the edges so that I have them straight and clean. I will cut off the edges for all 3 pieces of fondant that I have with me. Now I'm just going to take this down with me because they are a bit bulky for me, and I don't want it to be too heavy when it gets dry finally. Okay, so I'm going to take it down and cut the edges as well so that I can have it clean and sharp. So these are the pieces. This is what it look like, and this is the thickness for this one. Why? Because it's going to be the stand. Okay, so I'm going to go right ahead to make the patterns freehand. I like to do the wooden effects freehand using the blunt part of the sharp end of my Dresden tool. You can get this tool in the set of your modeling tools from a cake shop or from the online store, so you can check. I believe you can also get it on Amazon, so you can check for modeling tool sets and you would find this in there. So I'm done right there. This is what it looks like. Just make freestyle patterns on your fondant. The next thing I'll do will be to drive in my skewer. So I've already dipped the head of the skewer in some water, and I'm going to drive it in. Just as you can see, I'm checking the back to see that it's not coming out through the back, and I'm also driving it in. When I mean drive, I mean just pushing it in a circular motion all the way to the top. Now with that done, you can see that it is stable and it is sturdy. Not totally, but it is okay and it can stand on its own. So all we need to do is just to give it some days to dry. I wanted to say some time or some hours, but you really need to give it some days to dry and dry really well. So I'll go right ahead to do the patterns on the other fondant pieces, and I'll be back. So you can go ahead to create some effects on the edge of the fondant, make it look jagged, make it look rough, make it look broken. You can do this or leave it plain like so. It depends on what you want. Now when you're done and it is dry, I'll show you how to place it, but just for the sake of the intro of this video, this is how you place it. Of course, it will not be flat like so, it will stand straight when it dries. Alright, so you need to make it ahead of when you need it. Now we're on to the painting. So I have some dried pieces here that I've already made and they are dry. I'm just going to be painting. Depending on the shade you want, you can decide the colors you want to use. So if you want it light, you can go for yellow and a touch of brown, which I'll be using in this video. But alternatively, if you want it dark, you can use yellow, orange and brown. So you go in first with the lighter colors and then you go in with the darker colors. So this is brown. I'm just going to apply it on my yellow to give it some brown tints and some brown shades. I know you've probably seen me make some with darker shades. Is because the colors I used are different, so it depends on what really works for you. I was going to use this for a pink cake if I can remember clearly, so I didn't want it to be too dark. Now when it's dry, you make your mashed fondant. So what I have right here is mashed fondant. It's a mixture of fondant and some little water. I'm going to go right ahead to apply it to the back of this dried fondant piece. As you can see, it's not very easy for me to apply or attach to the back of my fondant. That is because it is still stiff, kind of. Yeah, it's light, but it's stiff enough to hold my fondant piece in place. So don't make it too light. If you make it too light, it's going to be slippery. It will take time to dry and most likely will not hold. It will not stay in place. So you want to make it a little bit stiff. It can be very sticky and messy to work with, but don't worry, it's all part of the process, okay? So I'm going to place it on the other piece. Now you can see that it's giving me some white spaces, patches, and that is because my color is not dried yet. So this is not what you make and use at the same time or on the same day. You make it and give it time to dry, paint it and also give it time to dry, stick it together, all of that. You don't rush this at all. So I'm just going to go in with some color and touch it up. Now I remember that I forgot to mention how I diluted this color. I believe you must have seen me paint on fondant before. I dilute with gin, what we call gin here, but basically alcohol, and I like the shine it gives me when I use it to paint my fondant cakes. So that is what I used, just a little bit to dilute my food color before painting my fondant pieces. Yeah, so this is it. This is what it looks like. I'm just going to go right ahead to clean up some spots, paint the patches, white patches I can see, clean up some spots to get away the mashed fondant that is peeking out in some places. Of course, you want your finishing to be nice, to be neat, to be clean. So I'm going to go right ahead to do just that. And when you're done with this process, you would allow it to dry. The drying is very, very important. Please give it enough time, like 2, 3, 4 days. Make it ahead and allow it dry. Please, if you have watched up till this point, thank you so much for watching. But please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like this video to support me, and also drop me a comment saying beautiful in the comment section. I want you to help me trigger the algorithm, okay? If that is something that can be done. Yes, the algorithm likes engagement. So just type beautiful or drop me a nice comment right down in the comments, okay? So this is it. It is dry. Oh, this is another one I made. I'm just showing you how to write on it. I'm writing with royal icing, and you can see how beautiful, neat it looks. And just as I was saying, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, be a part of the family. We would love to have you here, and also share with those in your cake groups on Telegram, WhatsApp, Facebook. And as you do, God bless you. Until I see you in the next video, stay happy, stay safe, and stay blessed.